Hey everybody. So the dude I'm streaming with, he ain't here yet. Figured I'd get started early. Have a little chit chat. Let me post this tweet everywhere. You guys can do the same. Here's a nice link. Drop it in the chat. Yep, still grabs the wrong title. Boy, I hate that. Sounds like my guest is here. We're live. Just so you know.
Hello.
Hi. I call you
Hey,
Rhett. Is that pronounced properly?
is that what?
Is your name pronounced Rhett? Well, Rhett. Is that your name?
I
Rhett?
lost you. Did I lose you?
Let me change my mic input. Should work. Let's ask chat. Hey chat, can you guys hear me? If so, spam yes, Rich, we hear you.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hey,
You can hear me, right?
I can hear. Oh, you're not doing video yet, though, right?
We are. We're streaming live right now. I
I
would
don't
normally
see.
do it that way, but
I don't
oh.
see you.
Well, I could
Do I get
drop
to see you? That's okay. You're. Oh, wow, so I'm
yeah.
live.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
You should be able to see me. But whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
that good
Whatever.
looking. It's just me sitting in a chair. You're not missing anything.
Okay. I got that candelabra thing. Do you have that
Yeah, that's
candelabra?
me. I'm the
All
candelabra
right.
guy.
Awesome.
So you reached out to me, and
Yeah.
you said that I basically was too easy on Roger when we had our
Uh-oh.
last
I
debate.
did say that the last time. Yep.
So it sounds like you want me to be harder on you, I guess.
All right. Let's bring it. So the first thing I want to just make clear is that I am a developer and I am bullish and excited about Bitcoin Cash and enthusiast, but I am not a Bitcoin Cash developer, and I don't. So just to make that clear, so like one, I'm not a Bitcoin Cash developer. Two, I'm not really like a representative of their community, and just get that out of the way, basically.
So much to the audience's detriment, I'm going to do the same. Be nice to you up front, but then I'm going to fuck you up later.
All right.
Okay? Okay.
Wait. What do you mean do the same?
Well,
Nice one.
I believe that the best way to have a productive discussion is to find consensus and agreement as much as possible first,
I
and then
agree.
transition into the backstabbing ad hominem, slippery slope, rhetorical
Okay.
bullshit.
Sounds great. Okay.
So I first heard about you when I was mining Zcash before it existed, and I thought the project was terrible, but I love mining. And I thought at the time that one of the only things that Bitcoin could use that it didn't have was real anonymity. And the idea of ZK snarks finding a home in the real world in implementation, I found very appealing. The reasons that I don't like that project and didn't then were it's a trusted setup and you can't trust it because there's no way for you to prove that they didn't keep the keys or have spyware or just make a funny video and do it as a practical fucking joke. There's no way for you to really tell.
Yeah.
Furthermore, there's a 20% founder's tax, which they're going to tell you is 10%, but it's 10% on a very long time scale. It's
Right. And by the
20%
year
now.
by the year 2100 something, it becomes 10%.
So it's a 20% pre-mined shitcoin with
Right.
undetectable inflation. You won't know when it's failed uh, because you can't tell coins are being printed. The anonymity function nobody even fucking uses. They just all use it in public, non-anonymous mode. The
What's
20,
interesting is, oh, just to clarify that, what I think is interesting is that people often they conflate those two things. The trusted setup is actually a different problem entirely from the fact that you cannot audit the money supply. So
yep,
those are two very different, very, very terrible problems that it
yep,
has.
I agree completely. So I thought that it would be smart to get the benefits of the ZK snarks by forking it and not having the stupid tax.
That's
You
what I, yeah, I
tried.
thought that as well.
So I was one of the first people to mine Z Classic, which was your fork.
Awesome. Yeah.
It wasn't awesome. I tried. We tried. It failed.
We try. Well, so actually, here's the thing about Z Classic. So just to sort of give you, this a little bit of the backstory on that. So I heard the same as you. I basically heard about Zcash. I went to a talk in San Francisco where Zuko was, presenting on it, and that's kind of how I found out about it. And I actually believed in my head, the thoughts that went through my head were like, oh my God, this could really become the future of money. And then I thought, okay, well, what have people done here? Basically, a small set of investors, right, have given themselves a 20% of this thing that could become the money supply. And I just kind of went crazy through my head. I was like, what if in the future all of 20 people or maybe a small group of 50, 100 people that are invested in this Zcash just have 20% of all the money.
Yep.
And so so I got really upset and spent about a week. And removing the founder's reward was really easy, but creating a new Genesis block for Zcash because it used a new kind of proof of work. So all of the other like altcoin recipes didn't really apply because the new proof of work. So I actually had to write code in order to mine a new Genesis block because it's actually anyway, it's like a little piece of trivia that whatever code Satoshi used to mine his Genesis block no longer exists also. So you have to rewrite that when you start with Bitcoin code. So anyway, that was a learning experience. I announced it to Bitcoin Talk, and there were some hiccups there because the difficulty was low, and somebody came in and mined a lot of blocks, and it was a learning experience in a lot of ways. But we did get a Genesis block mined, right? And actually, this experience is part of the reason why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin Cash, and we can get into that. Maybe
Well,
we'll get into
let
that
me
a
kiss
little
your ass
later.
some more before we
Okay.
go into battle mode.
Sure.
I think that you were also one of the first GPU miners, and I think you had written a blog post about a setup that you built with multiple GPUs in a single machine that was mining Bitcoin. Or am I misremembering this?
No, no, I did. I posted a tweet of myself back in 2011. I actually had
Shopping
the
cart.
forethought. Yeah, when I was in
Yeah.
Fry's, I had the forethought of like, oh, you know what, this could be like a historic moment. Somebody. I handed my iPhone 3 to somebody in Fry's and got a picture taken while I was buying my GPUs for Bitcoin. So, but
So
yeah, that was. I definitely was not one of the first miners. I mean, 2011. So
I mixed you up with a guy named MRB. I'm sorry.
okay.
So, any other nice things I can say? You're an MIT alumni, so you're super smart.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I was talking about alternate proofs of work, and you referred me to some cool literature, which I appreciate.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yep, I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Yeah, if you're reaching out if you want to understand how cryptocurrencies work, not that many people can help you. If you want to talk about the price, everyone's very happy to do it. So cryptocurrency is about 95% speculators and get rich quickers. Fucking maybe it's 30% libertarians too. Those numbers don't add up. You're gonna have to subtract the union, the crossover, and then some very small portion of actual blockchain engineers that can actually build shit. Which is why I remember when you were trying to fork it, you were reaching out for help because it was a hard problem at the time. And I don't think you were a good dev then. If you're a good dev now, I think you have improved, is my guess. So
Yeah, I was very very inexperienced at creating a coin. I mean, yeah, I was not good. I was not very familiar with the Bitcoin code base when I forked Zcash to make Z Classic, and I was reaching out to people for help, and I remember being actually like kind of like you're implying, I was actually shocked because
no one will
by
help.
the time
or even could.
Well, by the time there were maybe 2,000 people that were really enthusiastic about Z Classic in the Slack group, that was around the time maybe like the one or two C++ developers with any clue at all were able to pitch in with anything. So I was really surprised that the ratio is something like 1 in 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably lucky.
Yeah.
It would probably be less now because they're spread more thinly across more things.
Yeah.
So, I guess do you have any ass kissing of me you'd like to do?
Yeah, sure.
Fish,
I mean,
for some compliments here.
I think that what a lot of people, you came onto the scene, at least in video form, pretty recently. And I think immediately people recognized that you had some really great insight and ability to reason about what is going on in the space, and in kind of a geez, I mean, in many ways it's hard to find good information you feel is trustworthy, and I think that you gained a following really quickly because people, I think your videos are enjoyable to watch.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you're an enjoyable person to speak to, and I appreciate the effort a little bit. I wish just that you put a little bit of effort into presentation, and anyway, I think it makes for some great videos in the space. And so,
all right.
And yeah, sure. All right, so should we get into things a little bit
more?
So,
I guess I'm going to add a new phase to the debate format, which I think is pretty smart. What is your best outcome that could come from this chat? Ass kissing aside, like what's your win? What's your target?
Okay, so here's my target. I feel that there are a lot of people in this space right now that are very misinformed about like very basic things.
You got to make it short.
And
we're gonna make it long after. What's your like elevator pitch win?
No, like honestly,
pump BCH and
no. So my pitch is that I'm just trying. I just want to bring a little bit more clarity to to maybe the reasoning about what is actually happening right now. That's it. Okay. I mean, that's it.
So bring clarity.
So basically,
it's a very clear,
I had
very clear target.
I had a moment of clarity. I felt like a few days ago that made me, all of a sudden it was like a light switch, and I was like, oh wow, I'm really bullish on Bitcoin Cash right now.
You won't be that way in an hour. In an hour, you're not going to feel that way.
And I, there's a lot of pieces to that. But even if other people don't add all the things up together and come to the same conclusion that I did, at least I think that you and I will be able to agree on some of those pieces.
Yeah, so, sure. I mean, you're an MIT alum, and I'm a smart retard. So I think we're going to make great progress.
Awesome.
I think my win is going to be look cool. Money. Okay. And people have been begging me to do a live stream. They said it's been 2 weeks. So I hate that 2 weeks phrase. We're going to do the live stream. And I want to see BCH crash and burn. And I want to see the value go to zero. And I want to see everyone that's associated with it reap what they have sown. And on top of seeing BCH crash and burn and go to zero, which it won't because cryptos don't go to zero, but it can go really fucking low. Ask me about Byteball. It can go really low.
Sure. Or Aurora coin or something.
Yeah, I mean, the shit can go low. What else would be my win? Yeah, I mean, I think crushing and destroying BCH in a way that I didn't do properly with Roger Ver is what I hope to do here. So if you want, okay. You can make the bull case, and then, or I can go first. It's up to you. I'll give you the choice. I think last word has some 10% advantage probably. So we'll give you first word. I'll rebut, and then you'll rebut. I'll try and leave you the last word.
Okay. So let's see. So making so here's the first. Okay. So the bull case. So basically, you made a Twitter post, I think, explaining to people how to sell their Bitcoin Cash, and there were some other people advising people on how to sell their Bitcoin Cash as well. And I think when you made the post, Bitcoin Cash was trading for about 18% of a Bitcoin. It's 19. Currently trading 19%. Okay, and it's currently trading at around 7% of a Bitcoin.
Thank you.
And
you're taking away my ammo. That was going to be my line.
Sure. And so at the time, I was actually, I remember, I was thinking like, I was thinking, okay, this looks overvalued. I was with you. I was like, I should probably sell this. I was a Bitcoin holder, and I didn't sell it, but I thought it was a good idea to sell it. I thought, okay, this is overvalued. I should sell this. And then time went on, and I became sort of not really interested in Bitcoin Cash, and anyway, wasn't interested. And then just recently, basically, I started looking at the price again. It was about 5 to 6% of a Bitcoin, and I thought, that's pretty low. And then I realized that I thought again about, okay, people started telling me that their understanding of forks, I don't know if you remember, but before the Bitcoin Cash fork, there was actually a lot of uncertainty about what would happen. And there was kind of a crash, a little crash in the crypto market for a few days. And people were scared. Bitcoin went down. And at the time I was feeling I was confused because I was like, well, why are people, Can I
cut in for a second?
No.
It
Sure.
takes you a long time to get to a point, and then I'm afraid I'll forget it. So I'm going to summarize this point. Yeah. Sure, so the point that I've heard so far is that you looked at Bcash, you thought I should dump it at 19 cents when I read the guide. Then you didn't. You went back and looked at it again. Price is at 7 cents. And you're like, should I dump it? And then you get bullish because you think the price is low now. Is that accurate?
Well, some of the things that led up.
Okay, you're gonna give me a long list of other cool reasons now. I just want to make a point on the price.
That's
if you think I'm gonna let you do every single. I will do a fucking 10-hour live stream. I don't give a fuck. Right? I will live stream and sit here with no bathroom breaks for 10 hours. We'll hit every fucking point. You're not going to get cut short.
Okay.
So I believe that the strategy of thinking a crypto price is low is a historically, tragically terrible investment thesis. And you will find that cryptos that you think are low will go fucking lower. Now I'll give you an example. I like Byteball. I think it's fucking cool. No mining, no block size, new tech, distributed acyclic graph instead of blocks, smart contracts built in, oracles built in, declarative logic so a normal human could write a bug-free smart contract, private sending anonymity features, fucking GUI works on multiple platforms, fair distribution, given to Bitcoin holders freely. Holy fuck, what a good coin. And it was at 0.30. What a nice coin. And then people would dump it right before they issued the new ones because they would airdrop them to Bitcoin holders. And so you see the price, you're like 0.30. If you get it, they give you more. They give you like like if you have some of the coins, they give you 20% bonus on your coins every full moon, just about every month. Oh, well, that's a free 20% bonus. A lot of people are going to like that, like you could consider it like a stock, a period where you can't sell your stock, like a lockup period. So cool, it's down to 20 cents. What a good buy. 10 cents, 5 cents, 3 cents. 20 cents wasn't a good deal. So in crypto, you can't use price lower is a good fucking strategy. You will get wiped the fuck out, particularly the shittier and farther down the coin market cap list you go. So I just wanted to say, don't ever buy a cryptocurrency because you think it's cheap looking at itself. It just, oh, look, we're having block problems. Shouldn't the cryptocurrency that doesn't have blocks get appreciated? Nope. Oh, look, shouldn't Zcash's price go down because Ethereum rolled out ZK snarks? Nope. Oh, look, Lightning fucking implemented. Won't that destroy all these microtransaction coins? Nope. Oh, the fucking market ain't rational, right? So if you want to speculate in crypto on price, you got to have something a whole lot more than fundamentals and a whole lot more than tech because speculators don't give a fuck. So I just wanted to tell you, don't buy a coin because you think it's cheap. You need a lot more than that. Anyway, next point.
Okay, sure. That's and I think that's interesting. I think that's anyway, I think that's good reasoning in a lot of ways, and probably one of the things that these people from traditional finance that are trying to get into crypto hedge funds and things, they may be missing in their reasoning. That's anyway. So on to the next point. So I think that people. So a big hypothesis that I have is that the vast majority of participants in this space, holders, do not. So they don't really understand what a fork or chain split is, and what they've been conditioned to learn that it is right now so far. From so far we had Bitcoin Cash, and there was Bitcoin Gold, and then before that, if you held Ethereum, there was the Ethereum split, right? So Ethereum Classic, and I think that what people have kind of been conditioned to learn at this point is that Bitcoin fork or split means that you basically get free coins. So the people that I talk to, that's what they think it is. They say, okay, well, I asked them, what do you expect to happen in mid-November when this New York agreement kicks in? And they almost always say, oh, well, I think what's going to happen is that Bitcoin will keep chugging away. I'm going to get some free coins, and it's just going to be this other thing that Bitcoin had to overcome. And then the price of Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, right? And that's pretty like universally, I think that's what people think. So I started doing some research into what is going to happen on November 15th. And I don't think that it's exactly the same this time as it was in the past. And so I don't know what's going to happen on November 15th. And I'd be interested to hear what you think is going to happen. But right now, looking at things, first of all, you have 80% plus of the miners are signaling that they're going to mine SegWit 2x. You have Blockstream and Bitcoin Core having not signed the New York agreement, and they're saying we are only going to support SegWit 1x.
All right, hold on.
And
Let me
yeah,
do these one by one, man. Because
yeah,
this, so our first statement was regarding investment thesis based on price. Our
right,
next statement is you believe that this fork is different from the other forks, and on that point,
correct.
I agree. Uh, Bcash kind of rotated. They were going to fork differently, and then decided to be friendly about it. It wasn't contentious in the end. The period of time where they threatened non-contentiousness was very short. The
Correct.
fork coming up is designed to be contentious, and you're not really supposed to have contentious forks. I mean, it's the opposite of what consensus is. Uh, you know, um, so the other thing that you brought up was you're not going to be getting free tokens, is a possibility, right? There could be network risks. You didn't bring it up yet, but you will. And let me think. It was funny when you mentioned that Blockstream and Bitcoin Core didn't sign the NYA agreement. It's funny because it's a false choice. It's a presupposition. There is no human that is authorized to sign anything on behalf of Bitcoin Core at all. It's a distributed organization. It's just like Anonymous at 4chan. It is. The guy that runs
Okay,
the
okay, that's
Slack
fine.
is not the guy that runs the website, is not the guy that runs the wiki, is not the guy that runs the fucking chat, is not the guy that runs. Okay, the Reddit and
They are and they aren't. They anyway, but that aside, I can
they're
give you that point.
not.
But we can just say Blockstream didn't sign the New
Okay,
York
well,
agreement.
well,
That's
well.
that's
Let's not
fair.
just gloss over the point. What human do you think is authorized to sign on behalf of Bitcoin Core? You'll find that you're
Uh,
incapable of answering.
no, I'm not. I'm not incapable of answering. Like
All
what
right, what's his name?
Bitcoin. It's this annoying thing where when it's useful to them, it's an organization, and when it's not, they're nobody and everybody all at the
Okay,
same
we'll
time or
name
whatever.
4 people that
Right?
work for Bitcoin Core.
Who owns the bitcoincore.org domain name? A human owns that or a company owns that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there are these actual like real pieces of property associated with Bitcoin Core that somebody owns, and I don't care if they want to be like we're everybody and nobody. Like there are clear people. I mean, you look at
You know you're losing this
basically.
point, right?
I don't think, but it doesn't matter. I'm
It
not really. This
matters
isn't like an
because you
important
you
point.
said you said that XYZ entity did not sign a thing,
And you said that they couldn't have
but
signed
it
it
would be
anyway. Okay,
literally
fine.
impossible for anyone to have
Okay,
signed it.
great. Okay.
Furthermore, if someone could have fucking signed it, it would break Bitcoin. If you can have a single fucking party sign an agreement on behalf for a large portion of the ecosystem, that's worse than miner centralization. That's worse than 51% attacks because it's so easy to forget what this game is really about, okay? What Bitcoin is really about is not block timing, is not block sizes, is not cryptography. It's the alphabet boys. When the alphabet boys don't like what you're doing, they kick your fucking door down and they take all your shit and they put you the fuck in jail. Ask eGold Guy. eGold Guy got fucked up. And what did he have? He had a digital currency that allowed people to transact over the internet. And that motherfucker was this close to going to jail for 20, 40 years. Now, why has Bitcoin not had its fucking door kicked in? Because there ain't nobody that you could name or that they could name that's actually in control of a large enough part to fucking matter. So if you go and you kick someone's door down and you shoot their dog and you drop a fucking flashbang on their infant and do all these wonderful things guys with guns sometimes do, guess what? That part that they polluted gets routed around using the consensus of all the parties that didn't get fucked up. So not only can't you identify a person that could have signed, but if you could, this whole fucking experiment would be over and that fucker would be in jail. It's that easy. So the
Okay.
game is censorship resistance. If you have a cryptocurrency that is not censorship resistant, you're getting the fuck shut down. Just a matter of time. Everyone forgets that shit
Okay.
because they've
Okay.
been
Well,
chill. I don't know why
I
they've been
think
so
that
chill.
sure. I mean, I think that part of that censorship resistance, right, comes from the fact that there are all of these parties that are participants in Bitcoin, but they're not necessarily part of Bitcoin Core, right? So, for example, Coinbase is a large participant of Bitcoin, and whatever these
There's no reason to
other
mush them
holders.
together, right? Andreas
Yeah,
Antonopoulos has a really good position on this. He's separated the different segments of the population. There are the wallet providers. There are the software developers. There's people that are important, like Adam Back, who doesn't even code shit, but works on logic and theory and algorithms that then coders will go and implement, right? There's people that have YouTube channels like me, people that are, I guess you're doing outreach now or something. You're becoming more public. We're influencers, right? We're force multipliers, basically. We find a good idea and then we multiply it out into the wild. We've got the users, and they're not just normal users. There's users that care about anonymity and users that don't give a fuck, and they're totally different. Then we've got speculators, and then we've got diehard give a fuck about libertarianism. And each one of these parties has a different set of things they care about, and that balance, that checks and balances, is the same thing we have in law enforcement, where we have a prosecutor and a defender fighting. It's the same thing we have in AI, where we have a picture identifier and a not picture identifier, adversarial. Adversarial relationships create power and strength and censorship resistance.
So in your mind, does core overlap does core overlap those groups, or is it separate from those groups?
Core is basically 4chan Anonymous. However, instead of trolling and making memes and making funny videos, they make software. It's basically just like any other open source project, except instead of calling themselves Fedora or whatever other flavor of Linux you want, their flavor of Linux is Bitcoin, and they upgrade Bitcoin D. And that's what they do. And it gets better all the time. And they make commits every day. And it gets faster and stronger and more reliable constantly.
So do they overlap with those groups you described? Or
very little.
Are they
extremely little.
They're
extremely little. And that's good. That's better.
Okay.
That means they have less power, less control, less influence. Let me tell you how little fucking influence Blockstream Core has. Who runs their software?
People are going to get mad that you said Blockstream Core.
Yeah, it's because my bad. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I might add.
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired. I was actually shooting a video for a low energy nuclear reaction experiment, which is being published and is getting crazy results. Very interesting. I'll probably talk about it in the next video. So, first of all, Blockstream, the company, is not even the majority of commits. The majority of commits are from another entity and other developers that are not Blockstream. Okay, that's fucking first. Second, that company was created by cypherpunks who've been hardcore, diehard, privacy-loving, digital scarcity maintaining, badass motherfuckers quoted by Satoshi in his fucking white paper. Satoshi named 2 or 3 people in his paper, and Adam Back was one of them. Okay, Adam Back popularized and made useful proof of work. Okay, he started Blockstream, but he didn't start it like every other fucking guy. Adam Back could go do an ICO right now and get rich as fuck. Every core dev could go do an ICO right now and get rich as fuck, but they don't, because they care and have cared for 20 fucking years about the mission of privacy and user control and user power, which is why they build shit like confidential transactions, which is why they do shit like not sign fucking stupid corporate asshole agreements in fucking New York. A lot of people, maybe they can't get a visa to go to New York to sign some fucking agreement. Or maybe they've got family ties that they need to fucking do. What could be more poisonous and cancerous to a fucking censorship-resistant cryptocurrency fucking cyberpunk movement than a backroom signed fucking agreement by a bunch of people who have the consensus of jack shit? Minors? These motherfuckers aren't on Twitter. These motherfuckers are not on Reddit. These motherfuckers often don't speak English. Do I want people I am incapable of communicating with, even though I'm a very talkative dude? Very talkative dude. I get out there, right? I answer the phone. I fucking put my hours in. These dudes ain't calling. I don't want no people that I can't communicate with speaking on my fucking behalf and fucking with my money. I don't want a bunch of fucking companies sucking American corporate cock fucking with my money at all.
I agree. I can agree with you. I agree with you on that. It's probably what they thought. And that's probably why they didn't sign it.
Now let me say, Barry Silbert has done a shitload of good things for this community. And I don't think that he knew the can of worms and fucked upness he was opening when he tried to do what he considered to be an improvement to the protocol. The protocol could very easily, in my opinion, survive an upgrade to 2 megabytes. However, an upgrade to 2 megabytes needs to be reached at from the many into the few. If the fucking upgrade, no matter how good it is, comes from the few to the many, that is the golem, the fucking thing that will kill us. That thing of doing the right thing from a central point of power destroys the whole fucking game. So you have to get your stack right. First, censorship resistance. Second, security. Third, outreach, marketing, value, adoption. Fifth, user experience. Bullshit upgrades people barely care about. Even full blocks, price shot through the roof. Blocks coming slower because we lost half the miners. Price through the roof. You know what people really want? They want the fucking price to go up. They don't really give a shit if they have to wait a day to do a transaction. If Bcash took 90% of the fucking miners and you could only do 1 transaction a month, I bet the price would go even fucking higher because this currency is used as digital gold. One day, maybe it'll be used as a currency in the normal sense of a currency. But right now it's not. It's surely not. So let's not fucking cut off our nose to spite our face. Let's not pretend we're something we're not. We are digital gold currently. And maybe one day tier 2 will make us cash. But right now we're digital gold. And digital gold doesn't need throughput, doesn't need to increase the shitty transactions per second from fucking 3 to 6 or 3 to 12. It still sucks shit. 12 transactions per second fucking sucks. So it's not worth taking a lot of risk to get something that only increases linearly when we need exponential increases. We need tier 2 no matter what. So I don't give a fuck if the improvements are good. You can't risk the top of your stack. Censorship resistance, security, user onboarding, value, appreciation. We need this price to go fucking up. If it doesn't have liquidity, it gets outcompeted by everything else. Currency is a liquidity war. Digital gold is a liquidity war. And the closer we get to the value of gold, like percentage-wise, the total market cap, not like the unit value, gold's fucked. Dude, gold is fucked. So fucked. You can go get more gold out of the ground. You can go buy more machines. You can go like mechanically get more out of the stuff. You can mine it out of cell phones that have been thrown in the garbage. Can't do that shit with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's fucking amazing unless people fuck the security model up by making central decisions instead of general decisions. So Barry Silbert, he was doing the right thing. However, in this weird case, because it's a weird game we're playing here, the right thing is the wrong thing. You can't make this protocol better from a central point. It'd be better to be locked and never changed like fucking IPv4, right? We've had IPv6 on paper for what, 15 fucking years? And IPv4 is still working great for the vast majority of human beings. And if Bitcoin fucking locked right now and had no other technical improvements whatsoever, but the value kept going up, I think everyone would be fucking okay with that.
I agree.
Sorry for hogging the
Sure,
time.
I agree with all of those things. And look, I'm not saying that I'm in favor of the New York agreement. I didn't sign the New York agreement. I didn't propose it.
I don't think they'd let you sign, bro.
Yeah, I'm not. I have nothing. Right. I have nothing to do with it. Right. But I'm as an outside observer. All I can do is I'm observing. It was signed. It was signed by 80+% of miners and hundreds of extremely influential businesses that transact and hold a lot of Bitcoin, right? Including Coinbase and Kraken and hundreds of other companies. So
smart people make bad decisions all the time.
I'm not right. I'm not saying. I think it's probably a bad thing for Bitcoin SegWit, right? And that's why I'm bullish on Bitcoin Cash. And that's
I'm gonna fuck
so
Bitcoin
anyway,
Cash up so bad.
what?
I'm gonna wreck
Wh-
Bitcoin Cash so hard.
Okay.
But
All right. Well,
I
let's
just talked for so long. I'll let
you
you
did.
try not to run on. Like, be dense,
No,
high signal noise it if you can. If you
wait.
can't,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
let you
yeah.
run
Okay.
on.
Right. Sorry.
That's
Trying
fine.
to
Just
be a little
do the best
denser.
you
Let's
can.
see.
Whatever. Just give me your points. Bcash
Um.
is great. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. So basically, this thing was signed, and now I'm trying to observe, like, okay, what's going to happen now? How's this going to play out in a few weeks? And I feel like I'm seeing the reasoning that I'm seeing from people who are trying to analyze this. It just doesn't add up to me, right? Like right now, miners are signaling that they are going to 80+% of miners are going to mine the Segwit 2x. Now, by the way, you also have who's the lead developer for Segwit 2x? It's Jeff Garzik. Okay, Jeff Garzik did not implement replay protection for Segwit 2x, so we know it's contentious. Jeff Garzik is the only person I know that is working on it. And a few days ago, Jeff Garzik announced that he has a new ICO. So he clearly doesn't really care that much about Segwit 2x, right? If you were gonna supposed to be the lead developer that was gonna like come in and fire a core and take over all of development for Bitcoin, would you launch an ICO that week or whatever?
Are you
Like,
making my argument for me, or are you like,
no.
are
Well,
you on my
here's the
team
thing that
now?
people
I don't mind, but
here's what I think people are,
yeah,
are misunderstanding,
I
right?
called Jeff Garzik a bitch on the internet
Well,
to his
here
virtual face.
let me try to explain. Like, I think that there's a smoke screen right now. That's what I observed. I think Segwit 2x is a smoke screen, and I think that its plan is to disrupt the Bitcoin Segwit chain, and then who's going to come out to be the winner in that disruption,
All
if
right,
it happens,
I'm ready.
is Bitcoin Cash,
Okay, you
right?
did.
Now, I don't know what is going to happen when this fork happens, right? I really am trying to put it together, but
I do.
I'm
I got you covered.
observing is you've got the lead developer of Segwit 2x, like, doesn't give a shit. No one gives a shit about Segwit 2x. It's crazy, right?
Yep.
All the big blockers. I'm in a Slack channel with all the big blockers now. They do not care about Segwit 2x. So you have all these Twitter trolls, and they have their no 2x tags or whatever. There's no one that wants Segwit 2x, right? Except that these 80+% of miners are signaling for it.
Okay,
And then
you've repeated
anyway,
all
so
your.
right, all the points. So I don't know what's gonna happen. And then
I
the last
I'm gonna
point, I
tell you.
just want to make one last point. One last
Okay.
point.
All right.
Um, I'm also seeing I don't know what you want to call them, but people I would say associated with Bitcoin Core are floating the idea out there of an emergency proof of work change to Bitcoin. So anyway, that's the other like just throwing some more uncertainty into the bag,
Yeah.
I guess.
Right. Here we go.
All right.
Bcash is a dumpster fire piece of shit, failure, garbage shitcoin that literally doesn't have any of the improvements that Core has been making to the real Bitcoin. And on top of that, is sponsored to exist by a mining centralized company, which, if you're familiar with the whole censorship resistance game, miner centralization is just a slower, more expensive PayPal. So Bcash realized that they would need to be able to protect themselves from being fucked up by having minority hash power. How would they protect themselves? By having a emergency down targeting of difficulty. And what was the effect of this emergency down targeting? Inflation. Shitloads of inflation. Inflation, you say? Yes, sir. Whenever you mine a block, you get a block reward. And that block reward goes to the Chinese miners that are mining it. Yes, sir. That's right. Your cryptocurrency that you had to work hard for and perhaps pay for is being handed out at 5 to 10 times the rate designed to the fucking miners that invented, supported, helped it fucking come to existence. So when you support Bcash, you support giving hardworking men's money to Chinese miners for the privilege of fucking over the real coin and reducing its security by stealing its fucking hash rate. Isn't that a good deal? You reduce the security of the real Bitcoin that has all the fucking smart people working on it, all the adoption, all the advertising, all the fucking 9 years of hard work. You steal from those fuckers and you give the money through inflated block every minute, woohoo. Except in order to game the emergency down targeting, every once in a while we have to stop mining, let there be not enough blocks, activates their fucking down target, prints free money. Yeah, free money. Who gets it? The Chinese fucking miners. Now, which Chinese miner might this be?
I just want to make one point on that. Mm-hmm. There is going to be in Bitcoin Cash on November 13th. Mm-hmm. There is going to be a new difficulty adjustment algorithm, mm-hmm. and I think that it will solve those problems. Not solve the problems. It will still take hash power from Bitcoin SegWit and all those things, but I think that it will solve the problems of having consistent blocks. And anyway, but up until then,
they'll get the fucking original problem that they tried to avoid by having that emergency shit in the first place.
No, they won't. And also, well, okay.
You're trusting these guys that fucked it up so hard the first time? This is the team that you're trusting to fix it? Do you buy a lot of refurbished products? Have you ever noticed that refurbished products aren't ever as good as real products? Because the shit, when it's fixed, ain't as good as if it was designed properly the first fucking time? I wouldn't trust this team to fucking program my wristwatch. I wouldn't trust them to wind my fucking Rolex. They'd fucking try and wind it backwards and break it. They're fucking retarded, okay? They're evil.
So
disgusting.
Fucking
terrible.
You haven't seen the Bitcoin Gold team then, apparently.
Look, there's a lot of terrible to go around. But, it's really setting the bar pretty fucking low. I mean, look, hey, these guys might not rape kids. Oh, they might not. I don't know. It's not a fucking compliment.
Have you? There's some. I mean, there's some pretty. So there's a mailing list now for Bitcoin Cash, and I think there's some pretty decent development going on. And I'm confident
when they unfuck themselves and have unfucked themselves for a while, they can earn my respect. I'm not a complete cunt. If you do good work, I fucking respect good work, right?
Sure.
Dude, I could disagree with you on everything, but I know you're smart. I know you're an MIT graduate. I know you're fucking out there trying new shit. I respect the parts that you deserve respect for, and the parts you get wrong, I say you get wrong. Look, as soon as these guys start bringing innovation or utility or something that's not fucking evil to the table, I'm going to respect them for it. But as of right now, all they're doing is stealing the brand, reducing the core chain security, fudding like motherfuckers, right? Bitcoin.com? Maybe the Bitcoin that you're getting isn't the real Bitcoin. Ha ha ha. Maybe if Satoshi wanted his vision defended, motherfucker could come in here and do the hard work I'm doing. He's got a lot more coins than I got. Hey, Satoshi, I'm not really making any fucking money defending your investment, asshole. Why don't you come and help defend my fucking investment? Come on back to the party. So, if they did a single good thing, I would fucking reward them for it. And they have the option to, but they're not.
I'm trying to think. What was the point that we were on again?
The point was we were talking about emergency down targeting. I said it was terrible because the inflation is stealing.
Patch that, but you said I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
Basically what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
And
so
I guarantee you they fuck it up.
That's fine.
It's they don't do a lot right. They don't even use GitHub. What's wrong with GitHub?
Okay.
Why don't they use fucking GitHub? I'm curious. Why do they use some bullshit?
I don't know.
Why does their fucking lead dev spend more time trolling Twitter than making useful fucking code? Cancer. So now.
Who is that? Their lead dev?
Didalnik's fucking a Maori Sachet, enemy of Bitcoin, scumbag. Smart scumbag. Probably a better scumbag than Jeff Garzik, if I had to guess. I would imagine that he's a better dev, but if you're a better dev for evil, you're worse dev, right? I'd rather if you're doing evil, you'd be stupider. If you're doing good, I want you smart. If you're doing evil, I want you stupid. So the fact that Maori's an okay dev is worse, not better. Now let's talk about the SegWit 2x Bitcoin Cash 1-2 punch that you didn't fucking invent and you didn't find. This shit's been around forever, okay? And I was concerned when I saw the hash rate drop by half. I said, oh, fuck, maybe this 1-2 punch shit'll work. Maybe they'll take all the fucking hash rate. And you know what happened? Not a goddamn thing. Bitcoin price went to the fucking moon is what happened. And their price went to the fucking ground. They took half the hash rate, gave it to their miner friends. You can only buy your fucking miner with Bcash from Jihad Wu will only sell you a fucking ant miner with fucking Bcash. Won't even accept Bitcoin. Well, why do you got to prop the market up, bro? Like, why do you have to fucking work so hard to prop up your shit market? Oh, because you're stealing all the rewards from the free fucking inflation. I understand now. You better pump the price because it's the thing you're getting. It's the exit scam. It's the pump and dump. When I exit and dump on you, I want the price to be real high, right? So,
well, that's
Bcash,
one theory, or maybe he thinks Bitcoin Cash is going to be it's real Bitcoin and he wants to get more of it, right? So there's two theories here.
Guess what? You could take normal Bitcoin, have less fucking customer drop off, and then trade it on an exchange like everyone else.
Well,
Ta-da!
Bitcoin Cash only becomes as valuable as Bitcoin if there are more things than you can trade it for than Bitcoin SegWit.
No, these things don't work like normal currencies. Bitcoin Cash becomes more valuable when the price goes up. Like the adoption obviously doesn't matter because if you put a gun in your hand and went outside and we're like, I'll fucking kill everyone that doesn't have a Bitcoin wallet, you'd have to kill everyone because no one has a fucking Bitcoin wallet. Have you seen IOTA's price? No one uses it. Price is really fucking high. Trust me. Adoption does not drive fucking price. I assure you. I fucking promise you. Have you seen the price of B Gold? It doesn't have a fucking blockchain. There's no fucking blockchain. It's worth a lot. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that base pairs matter. I think that a large reason that Bitcoin SegWit has a high price is because one of the things that people exchange value, at least I don't know if you're gonna call it value, but they use it to exchange value for other altcoins. And by far, the thing with the most base pairs on all the crypto exchanges, right, is Bitcoin SegWit.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
I agree with that last statement. I agree completely with that.
I have about money is that a large part of where money derives its value from is as like an exchange and transfer of value. You need to be able to exchange it for a lot of different things and a large volume of
volume matters.
Of value, right?
Like gold disproves almost all of your statements except the value one.
You think gold?
Yeah, you can't give it away. If you go out, you can't give it away. They won't accept it. If you try to give someone a fucking 1 ounce coin, they're like, nope. Swear to God, I've tried it. So.
Well, there's all these gold, all those little gold like store things. You go in and sell your gold. I mean. Oh
yeah, you're gonna get a real good deal there. I'm sure you're getting spot minus 1% right there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So.
Cash for gold. I'm from Florida. Cash for Gold's based in Florida. I'm from
So why? I mean, we don't need to get into.
Listen.
All right. So
Bcash and SegWit 2x are not friends. They're not the 1-2 punch. They're enemies. Okay. Let me explain to you the game theory. SegWit people want to improve Bitcoin. Why? Because they have Bitcoin. They don't want the price of Bitcoin to go down. Why? Because they have Bitcoin. Fucking Garzik has Bitcoin. Everyone else on the fucking Make Bitcoin Better team has Bitcoin, even if they're doing it wrong. Barry Silbert, a lot of Bitcoin, fucking Bitcoin up by accident, trying to make it better, not making it better, has a lot of Bitcoin.
So now, I really want to make this distinction because when people say you have Bitcoin, in my opinion, what it means to have Bitcoin is really to have a private key.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all have their private keys.
And if you have Bitcoin, that means you have a private key.
Yeah.
And if you have a pre-August 1st Bitcoin private key, that means that you also have a Bitcoin Cash private key, right?
No. So, hold on. No? You're switching sides now, okay? Because your original statement was hey homies, you ain't gonna get no free coins. This a fight to the death. This is gonna be a shit show. No free coins. But now you're saying you're gonna get free coins. You gotta pick a side.
No. This is what I'm saying. In the case of Bitcoin, if you have a pre-August 1st Bitcoin private key, you have both coins.
No.
Right? The value of your private key increased.
The concept of contentious fork means it's less likely to have 2 coins at all. That's the idea of contentiousness.
How did you not get 2 coins when you had one pre-August?
I'm going to tell you fucking how. I'm going to tell you how right now. You're going to love it. You're going to love it because I'm the fucking game theory king. I'm going to fan fiction this shit for you. Okay? Bcash is supported by Roger Ver, Jihan Wu, some disreputable motherfuckers that go to the same kind of events they go to. Fake Satoshi.
Yeah.
Fake Satoshi. How you going to support fake Satoshi?
I'm just saying he supports Bitcoin
But that
Cash.
team is. So all you got to do, if you want to see who's on
Calvin
Team Evil, all you got to do is look at who they follow. Some of them follow me, the ones I haven't blocked. I block some of them preemptively as a good measure. They follow each other, and then see who they're pumping on RBTC. If you go on RBTC, they're pumping Bcash. They're not saying nice things about Jeff Garzik. They're not saying nice things about SegWit2x because SegWit2x is a threat to them. If Bcash wants to be the real Bitcoin, they have to kill the actual real Bitcoin. And in order to kill it, they got to take all the mining power and prevent any defenses like proof of work change or emergency down targeting or detecting their nodes and banning them. I could give you a fucking long list of countermeasures that for some reason no one talks about. I have no idea why. Hey, I'll let you in a secret. The best Bitcoin fucking developers in the whole world, they're pretty crafty. They can actually fight back. Yeah, but they're smart. They don't tell you how they're going to fight back.
Come on. Now you're rambling. We had this point, right? The very simple point. I don't know what we're disputing.
No, I have a track. I have the track.
Okay.
You said that Bitcoin now is valuable because you're going to get 2 coins, which was a counter indication of what you said earlier.
No, listen. What I said was if you held a Bitcoin pre-August 1st and all you did was hold, you have a Bitcoin and a Bitcoin Cash.
Okay, I'm talking about SegWit now. Okay, that's true.
No, I'm not talking. That's not what I. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I thought you were talking about SegWit.
Okay. So
why are you talking about Bitcoin Cash?
Here's why I'm talking about that, because you were saying all these people, right? That are highly invested in Bitcoin. Yeah. Guess what? They want the price of Bitcoin to go up. Now there's an important point that you also need to make the distinction that say Tim Draper, right? He holds a lot of Bitcoin. He holds a lot.
Yeah, I can summarize your argument for you. I know what it is. I can do it quicker. Right. You're going to say that some portion of people that hold Bitcoin now would be happy to just accept the fork coin, the
Bitcoin Cash,
the S2X coin.
No. See, let me just say.
They can't have the Bitcoin Cash because they already dumped it. The reason the price is lower than it used to be is because most people dumped that shit.
You know who didn't dump Bitcoin Cash?
I do. Jihan and fucking Roger and probably fake Satoshi.
Every Coinbase holder that held a Coinbase Bitcoin pre-August 1st, right?
Have you seen what happens to Bitcoin Cash's price when people get access to the ability to dump it?
We're going to be fair here. Let's just get through these like very simple points.
Yeah, sure. Give me a point.
You can go on. These are just very simple. It's just simple facts, right? The simple fact is that there are anyone that held Bitcoin, that was a long-term believer in Bitcoin and held Bitcoin in a private key that they controlled pre-August 1st, now also has 1 Bitcoin and 1 Bitcoin Cash. Right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
And 1 B Gold.
And
maybe some Byteball. And maybe some B Core. And maybe a lot more things coming soon.
And maybe a lot of other things, right? Okay. And then
it sure would be nice to have the coin that keeps giving you all these cool new things, wouldn't it? I don't see the fake coins getting free dividends.
Okay. So that's like an important point to make, is that okay, and then the other thing is that people who hold a lot of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash at the moment. If they're rational, and what they want is for the value of their private key to go up, if they're not ideological, if they don't have a favored coin that they want to win, right? If they're just totally economically rational and they just want to increase the value of their private key, then they should not care which coin increases in value.
You didn't watch my Daniel Krawietz interview on Forks, did you?
No.
You should have.
Yeah.
I've raped Daniel Krawietz, and I like him. Nice, smart guy. Okay. Fucking wrong about Forks.
You agree with that?
No, I don't think forks are free.
Okay.
I think that some forks are more free than others.
Listen, I'm going to make a statement and just try to just this one statement. I'm going to be really clear. If you are rational, all I'm saying is if you held a pre-August 1st Bitcoin private key and you're economically rational and all that you are interested in is for the value of that private key to increase, then you should not care which coin increases in value. Would you agree that that's true?
You are 100% wrong. And for the same reason, many people that are not domain experts are wrong once you scratch the surface. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll give you the same example I gave Daniel Krawietz. Although his argument for forks was better than yours. He used a genetic argument. We must have experimentation, and then the good ones get rewarded, and the bad ones get cut off. His appeal was to Darwinism. And my response to him will be very similar to my response to you. The real world doesn't abide by nice, easy equations like let both coins go up in value or let 1,000 flowers bloom. The real world is full of friction and shittiness.
No, wait. I have to stop you there. What you're saying is that in the real world, most people are irrational. Is that what you're saying? I mean,
well, that's definitely the case. And I'll make the argument even stronger. Rationality is entirely useless if you have bad data. You could have great programming, great processing, and when the fucking data you're operating on is wrong, you're farther from the truth, not closer. Rationality is only as useful as the accuracy of your inputs. And these people find it very hard to get accurate inputs because, one, we're on the cutting edge. Two, you have to be nearly a fucking genius to understand half of what's going on here. Three, there's people lying, cheating, fudding because it's in their best interest to do so. And the people that go out and try and speak truth and make a lot of enemies for no fucking financial reward, hey, any of you guys know how to give me money? Can you give Richard Hart money? No? There's no fucking way any of you guys could possibly give me money? There's no ads on my channel? There's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing, spreading the good fucking word for free. But there's a lot of people spreading evil and falsehood and fucking charlatanry for profit. And you're promoting them by accident, I think. You're not getting paid as well as they would. If you would have called the evil team up, they probably would have kicked you some cash for this gig. Because they're paying a lot of other people to spread the message. You're spreading the message because I think you're missing some of the game theory components. So I'll summarize the game theory components. The best chance Bcash had to fuck up core was when it was the first time and people were truly scared and they took half the hash rate. That was the best they ever had it. And they had the price pumped too. When that price dropped from 20 cents to 5 cents, from 20% to 5%, it was over. When the blocks slowed down and it didn't matter and the price went up, it was over. When now that SegWit 2x is happening, for Bcash to win, they not only have to fuck over the real Bitcoin with the real devs, they also have to fuck over the S2X guys because they're not on the same team. And if S2X happens and does what's in their own financial best interest and makes another fork with replay protection because everyone likes free money, here's what's going to happen. The SegWit 2x guys are going to try and be contentious. It's not going to work, and then they're going to have to decide, do we want to just lose right now, or do we want to backpedal a little bit, throw a little replay protection on there, and get a free fucking 10% on our Bitcoin? I'm going to take the free 10%. That's what I'm going to do. So they've already fucking lost. They've already capitulated, and they have the option to add replay protection and get 10% free fucking money, or their other option is remain contentious and give Bcash another fucking chance, a little bitty chance to fuck over all their real Bitcoin holdings. Nope, I don't think it's going to happen. Bcash had a way better chance then. They've got a way worse chance now. They've proven to be ineffective. They've proven to be losers. They've proven to be centralized. They've proven to fucking have the biggest fucking shill factory of losers I've ever seen in my fucking life. I've never seen, you can't find a good conversation there. I don't get it. Like in normal Bitcoin forums, wherever you find them, people talk about, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Hey, how can I advertise this? Hey, how can we fucking advertise this? Over there, all they talk about is censorship, Rothbard, Rand, B Corp sucks, Maxwell sucks, ad hominem this, ad hominem that, worship Austrian economics, and nothing, not a single fucking thing that makes Bitcoin go up in value. Nothing. Not a single fucking BIP. Not a single tech improvement. Nothing, right? It's fucking garbage. I would rather see people buy Ethereum, and I fucking hate Ethereum. I would rather see people buy fucking Byteball. You like the cheap price? Cheap price is a good investment? Hey, motherfucker, price cheap. Get on in. Get on in. Like it, dude, Bcash is fucked. And SegWit 2x, if they like free money, they're going to add the replay protection, and we're going to get new free fucking coins because it's free fucking money. And you know what else I love? I actually love forks. Let me tell you why. If I said, hey, Rhett, I got an engineering project for you.
Love
I
forks.
want you to drive the price of alts down. Okay, alts used to multiply leverage. Bitcoin would go up, alts would go up more. Bitcoin would go down, alts would go down more. And then forks came. And forks are like, hey, guess what? Now you're going to move opposite. When Bitcoin goes up, you motherfuckers go down. See? And Bitcoin goes up a lot. So all them little bullshit coins go down a lot, right? The only fucking reason that metric changed is because of those forks. So as much as I hate what they did, and as much as I hate the FUD, and as much as I hate having these dumb fucking conversations about people that don't hire devs, they don't hire fucking devs. Look, I got a fucking project coming up. I'm more than happy to go hire devs that ain't never heard of fucking cryptocurrencies, but they're badasses. Put them in a fucking room for 2 months and make new, amazing blockchain devs from scratch. I don't need to hire the fucking old ones. I can go make fucking new ones with 2 months of fucking training. Sounds smart to me. Why don't they fucking do that? Because they're idiots. Why don't they go get rich on ICOs instead of fucking up Bitcoin? Because they're idiots. They could put the same money into a fucking pump and dump fucking ICO like everybody else and get way richer without fucking up the ecosystem. So I'm actually glad that Roger and Jihan and fucking all these other dudes decided to do it was economically less efficient for themselves and give the whole heavyweight ecosystem of all the people that have coins that aren't them a shitload of economic value. That's actually pretty fucking cool. So they could have taken their marketing budget and multiplied it by like 4 times in profit, but instead they took their marketing budget and multiplied it by like 1.2 to pull up the weight of giving everyone else free money. That's actually not that fucking bad. So I hate why they did it, and I hate that they're still doing it. But the first time that they did it and handed free money to true believers, that was pretty fucking cool. So my thesis in summary is Bitcoin Cash had a much better chance of taking over when no one had seen it fail before, when they had 50% of the hash rate, when they didn't have to compete against S2X and Core, when Core didn't have months and months and months to plan out their countermeasures, when they weren't shown to be friends with faux Satoshi, that was fucking new, when they weren't shown to have price weakness, when the price was at 20 cents, now it's at fucking 5 cents, every single thing that could be going wrong for that project is fucking gone wrong. And the only thing that you have to support that it might be an okay purchase is that the price is so fucking low compared to what it used to be. And if you want to see that price go lower, every single time some new people get access to dumping that piece of shit coin that I wrote the guide to, dumping at 0.19, and made a lot of people fucking money, okay? When Zappo gave their fucking community access to their coins, price. Why? Because no one fucking wants it. Whoever gets out first wins. If you could have got out at 30, you got fucking 30%. That fucking ship passed, right? If you had money on Bittrex, you could have got out at 30 fucking percent. If you didn't get out on Bittrex, and you had to actually send coins and wait for fucking 16 or 24 confirmations, then you got out at maybe 10 cents or 15 cents. If you were at the end of that fucking line, you got out at 5 cents. Then they tried their little pump bullshit to try and get their death spiral going. It fucking failed. Now they're exit pumping. Dump, push the price up a little, give people hope. Dump, push the price up a little, give them hope. Fucking dump. It's a well-known tactic. Every person that holds a lot of crypto that wants to get the fuck out does an exit pump before it gets delisted. Go look up recently delisted coins. You're going to see the same fucking thing. So,
okay, so you're
as soon as the next entity gives their fucking people access to dump their Bcash, holy shit, that price is going to zero. And these are just people that fuck around on exchanges. Real whales that are fucking living on islands, don't give a fuck about exchanges, actually have their private keys. They might not even know they have this shit to dump it yet. And if one day they just happen to discover it, like maybe Satoshi comes back and is like, you know what? You guys said this was my vision, but this wasn't my fucking vision. If this was my vision, I'd be writing bips for you maybe. Dump, right? Like maybe maybe the next time the government seizes some coins from Dread Pirate Roberts 5 or whatever, they're like, dump the fake shit. Like there's not a single possible fucking case where this thing goes up in value. None. The only thing that could possibly make it go up value is if they were actually able to destroy Bitcoin. And they can't. They gave it their best. They fucking failed. That was the only chance they fucking had. It's over. And as far as emergency proof of works go, you better get fucking used to them, because if we get big enough and fucking government decides to fight back and government decides to buy a lot of mining equipment, you better learn to fucking like that emergency proof of work change, because it's the only defense you're going to have against a fucking $2 billion investment in mining by a fucking government. So you better get used to the fucking idea. So I like Bitcoin. I like free money. I like all these fucking forks. I'm going to call evildoers fucking evil. If you buy Bitcoin Cash, the fucking price is going to the floor. You're better off buying some other pump and dump shit coin that doesn't have a million other assholes with private keys. That's the problem. Why did fucking Byteball go down in price so hard? Because people didn't have to buy in. They didn't have to get involved. They didn't have to want it. And if people don't want a thing, if you give people advice for free, they don't fucking take it. If you give people coins for free, they don't value them very much. They got to want it first. They got to get invested emotionally, right? Well, we've seen what emotional investment does to the price in Bcash. There's rabid fans, paid, perhaps some unpaid, hasn't helped the fucking price. So if you want to buy a pump and dump shit coin and make some money on speculating, I suggest you buy into a coin that doesn't give away their coins for fucking free, because the price will dump every single time. Now, you guys that want to do forks, forget I said that. It's great. Do a fork, you're going to get rich. Go to town.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of stuff. I think that that was anyway.
I could go over adoption. They don't have any. I could go over security. They don't have any. I could go over wallet. They copied it and it might have a virus in it. It's an unknown author. I could go over the fact that they took the Bitcoin fucking logo, tilted it to the left and recolored it. I could go over the fact that like I could beat this horse to fucking death. It's so easy. There's no easier fucking target. Okay. And this is without even going ad hominem. Like I could go ad hominem too.
No. This is good. This is good. I mean, let's. I do think though. I mean, you had some really strong arguments.
So you suggested people would buy Bcash because you thought the price might go up, right? That was the idea. So I think that there's still. I think that Bitcoin SegWit could be extremely disrupted at the New York Agreement fork in mid-November. Was it disrupted when half the hash power got taken?
It was not, and you.
So what number do you got to hit?
You seem well. I mean, right now, 85% of the miners are signaling for this 2x.
What's it cost to signal? How much does it cost to signal?
Yeah, zero, right? But they also signed an agreement along with all these other corporations.
How many people have already unsigned it?
A very small percentage of the total. I mean, people. I see Twitter like jumping up and down that like 2.5% of the mining hash rate has decided to leave when there's still there's still 85%.
What agreements can me and my wealthy friends go sign in a hotel room that you'll feel obligated to support? I'm just curious how far I can push this idea.
I don't support. What do you mean? I don't support it. Like I have nothing to do with.
What? What? Okay.
No, I'm observing, right? I'm like an outside observer. and I'm trying to see
Oh,
like
come
what is
on.
going to happen.
A fucking
I don't.
outside observer shit.
I
You ain't an
don't.
outside observer guy on a
I,
cryptocurrency fucking podcast.
what are you
You're in
talking
the
about?
game, motherfucker. You ain't no
Okay,
outside observer pump and dump, bro, which I haven't even brought up yet. You the
look,
pump and dump
I.
king, dog. How many fucking altcoins are you going to start and leave? You
Oh,
started
come
Z
on. I.
Classic, fucking price dumped.
Yeah.
You started Zen, price dumped, right? Now you're on to Whale Coin. How's the price doing?
I.
You're a
All
serial
right. So
pump and dumper,
you're
right?
changing the subject, right?
Well,
But
I'm going to run out of time because you're going to run out of attention
here's
span.
okay. Well, here's what happened since you brought up the Z Classic Zen, right? What happened was there were a whole bunch of whales in Z Classic, and they wanted to see more innovation in Z Classic. These people that bought into the Z Classic, and then what did they do? Well, they said, okay, let's have more innovation, and I said, no, Z Classic is just this generic form of Zcash. I don't want to innovate
You're
with
telling me
it.
why it
And
failed, but it did fail, right?
no, well, the pre-fork
How's the
private
price?
key holders, they made 10 times their price at the time, right? Because Zen is if a Z Classic was $2, as Zen is now $20, and you got one Zen for every pre-fork Z Classic that you held. So the pre-fork investors made 10 times their money. What?
So if I make a shit coin and I let my buddies get rich on it and I fuck over everybody else, it's all good, right?
No,
No,
always fucked over.
you're a pump and dumper, man.
The people that mine Z Classic pre-fork, right? And they
I
had
did.
it at that value.
I
They
fucking
now
mined
have
that shit.
They now have a Zen coin that's worth.
I
10
dumped
times
before that
value.
before that event. I'm
Well,
curious if I made
you know,
more or less.
I don't know. But the reason that happened was because, like in the case of the Ethereum Classic fork, right? All of the stakeholders supported the Ethereum chain. In the case of Z Classic Zen, many of the big whales supported the Zen chain.
Why
So what
are
they
you
do-
on your third pump and dump? Why number 3? What was wrong with 1 and 2? Didn't you make enough money? I don't get it. When's
like,
4?
I mean,
When can I get in on the 4th pump and dump? Can you get me 10x my money
No.
if I get in early enough with you?
Look, like,
I had to do it. I told you it was coming.
Yeah,
I warned you.
like, I think that there are going to be millions of coins and millions of blockchains, and I think that it's going to be like making a website, in the future. And I feel like kind of like an early.
So it's appeal that it's
website
bad, but
developer.
everyone's doing it.
Is it what?
It's bad, but everyone else is doing it.
Oh, it's like making a web. It's like making a website. It's like being a web developer. It's basically what it is.
So having people invest their money and effort and electricity and life savings with you is like having a website. No.
Well, it's different. It's different.
Nope.
It's different this time, right? Because it's
It ain't like
peer-to-peer
having no
and
fucking
decentralized.
website, dude.
It's okay. Well,
So let me ask you.
It's different.
Let's. I don't want it. So
No,
look,
no.
I've
Okay.
I've attacked your person enough.
A
I
little
don't
bit,
actually
a
want to
little
do it. I don't actually want to do it. But you
Okay.
fucking earned it. I mean, if you start altcoins like Roger did, he started Zcash. You hated Zcash. Roger started that. Roger started fucking Bcash now. So he started Zcash. Now he's on Bcash. You're supporting him the second time. You seem to love Roger's fucking altcoins. Maybe you should stop doing that. Maybe you should stop supporting his shitcoins and pump your own shitcoins instead. You'll make more money. You could be pumping fucking Whalecoin right now. Right? See, I name dropped it for you.
Yeah.
Right? Pump your own shitcoin. Don't pump his shitcoin.
No,
You're
I mean,
probably less
I
evil
don't-
than him.
I don't, I'm not, I don't want to, I don't try to, I think people should obviously they should do their own research. I mean, I'm not trying to,
I'm
not trying
also
to
making a
pump-
coin, I must add, by the way.
You're
But
making
my
a
coin
point.
is good.
Look, anyway, I'm not, I'm just here to discuss.
All right, so let's talk about
Bcash.
Bcash.
And
Are you
I'm
going to
not-
buy that
again,
shitcoin
I'm
now
not a
and lose
developer.
money, or are you going to take my advice? You're going to take my
I'm long-
advice and
I'm
make
long-
money?
I'm long on Bcash. I'm long on Bcash.
You're gonna get
I
so fucking wrecked in 14
had-
days, dude. You're gonna get wrecked when fucking as soon as Coinbase lets their fucking people get to touch the wallet. You're fucking
So-
wrecked.
I don't think you had a lot of strong arguments, but the one that I don't think was super strong is that all of a sudden this Segwit 2X is just gonna backpedal on everything.
Here's the problem. You are a smart guy, and
Yeah.
like many smart people, you will learn that the market doesn't think like you. You may be 100% technically right. You may predict everything 100% right, and I guarantee you Bcash price is still going down. The market don't give a fuck. And those whales that invested in that coin, when you add them together, they ain't 1/1000th of the whales that are in Bitcoin. And in the game of whales, the bigger whales win. That's the reason you keep seeing, just yesterday, there was a $50 million short wrecked. And I'll bet he thought he was a smart motherfucker. Fork's coming up. It's going to be contentious. Look how high the price is. Went from 3,000 to 6,000 in no time. I'm going to short this fucking thing. This thing's going to the ground. And you longing Bcash is very similar economically to shorting real Bitcoin. And if you want to know how that worked out, yesterday, that motherfucker got margin called for $50 million. And he was the number one contract holder in Asia. And he lost $50 million if he was hedged 1-to-1. If he had margin, he only lost the margin he put up, 20x, 2.5 million. Lost. You're making the same decision that guy made later than he did, right? He actually shorted from a higher price than you're shorting from now. He well, maybe he didn't because he built it up over time. My point is, you could be 100% technically right and you will lose your fucking ass in these markets because these markets don't give a shit about technically right at all. Did you see Bitcoin Cash going from 20 to 5 back to 10? I didn't see it going up. Did you see it going up? Did you fucking buy into Ethereum when it went from 1 to 400? I didn't because it's a piece of shit. But guess what? Market don't give a fuck about that. So friend to friend, you don't know shit about price unless you eat, drink, sleep, and live it because it is 100% decoupled and unrelated from anything that makes fucking sense. Except in the case of Bitcoin, it just keeps going up. More press, more Google searches. Blocks come slower, price goes up. Forks, price goes up. Blocks full, price goes up. Fucking, it's hard to find a thing that'll drive the goddamn price down. That is nearly a fucking guaranteed bet. These shit coins, these altcoins, I'm telling you, man, okay, I don't think you live in the markets, and I think you will lose your ass.
Let me tell you what I think the safest. If you are a Bitcoin believer, right? I think the safest thing that you can do is essentially hold a pre-August 1st Bitcoin, right? So you basically hold one Bitcoin Cash, one Bitcoin Gold, and you just hold it. Okay, that's what I think the safest thing to do is. Now, would you say it's better to just dump?
You just said Bitcoin Cash. Did you mean SegWit 2x?
No.
So what are you talking about? Like people? You talking about people that are just not getting access to their Coinbase coins, or?
I'm talking about So if somebody just bought a Bitcoin last week, right, and they don't have a Bitcoin Cash,
mm-hmm.
then they're not in the same boat as, say, Tim Draper, who bought
mm-hmm.
a Bitcoin years ago and he has a Bitcoin
mm-hmm.
and a Bitcoin Cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the safest thing to do is to be a long holder right now, given the uncertainty. You should hold. The safest thing, I think, is to hold 1-to-1. Okay. There are a lot of people
that decision that you're promoting now has historically been 80% wrong. So what you're advising right now, the price used to be 30, then it was 20, then it was 15, then it was 10, then it was 5, then it jumped to 19, then it went to 10, and it's in the death spiral now. And so this exact decision that you're suggesting right now was for 80% of recorded history that you could have made this decision
for the Bitcoin
losing
Cash
money
history. For the 2 months, you're saying? For the 2 months Bitcoin Cash has been around?
Yeah.
No, well, okay, but let's look at that larger, right? We can look at
that. So why would you do the losing strategy now?
No, because you're looking at what happened in the past 2 months. We have better history than that, right? You can look at what happened with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, and you can look at what happened. Price went to shit,
right?
Right, it did. And you can look at what happened with Z Classic and Zen.
Price went to shit.
Of what?
Of the fucking thing you started with. The fork didn't appreciate at the same rate as the main thing.
No, the fork Zen went up 10x.
That is not normal. That is not what usually happens.
Normal by what? We have these two data points, right? And then in one point, the price of with Ethereum, the main chain or whatever you call it, that stayed high.
Bitcoin Cash is not fucking Ethereum. Ethereum appeals to a different market segment, has different utility. It's not a fucking fair comparison. You're saying Bitcoin Cash price is going to go up because it's low. And you think that there'll be drama over S2X. And that's it.
Okay.
Right?
I think that there'll be drama over S2X.
Okay. So why not buy Byteball instead?
Because here's what happens.
Better project.
Better
software.
Let me lay out a scenario. Here's what could happen. If 80% of the miners start mining the SegWit 2x, and then there's a huge
you realize if 80% of the miners are mining SegWit 2x that no one's mining Bcash. It's all SHA-256. So do you mean like 60% mine SegWit 2x and 30% mine Bcash and 10% mine real Bitcoin? Is that what you mean?
Well, I don't know how it's going to play out, right? So if 80% of the miners leave Bitcoin 1 SegWit, right? If they leave that and they go and play around in Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SegWit 2x, okay, and they leave that, and then people don't really know what to do in the blocks.
So let me make sure I got this straight. You suggest that I hold the real coin to get the benefit of forks, right? That's what you suggest, right? Because it makes sense. Yeah, you said that if you have your private keys, that you should fucking keep your private keys and get fork 1 and get fork 2 free money. Smart. Economically rational was the term that you used.
I think the safest thing to do right now is to hold all of those things until we weather this uncertain period.
Right. So you realize that in order to take your own advice, you can't buy fucking Bcash, right? You understand that you're arguing against your own point.
I made a risky investment.
You're arguing against your own point. You're telling people to buy Bcash, and then you're telling them to hold the real coin to get forks. I'm not telling you. You can't do both.
I'm not telling anyone to take the risky investment that I made. I'm saying that the safest thing to do, if you are a long-term Bitcoin believer, is to hold one-to-one right now.
You're killing me.
No, okay, look, I'm not trying.
You want people to long Bcash, which they can't fucking do if they actually do the other smart thing, which is hold real Bitcoin, which keeps shitting out forks and dividends.
I told you at the beginning of this, I don't want people to do like anything. I'm not trying to get people to buy Bcash.
So you're okay with me wanting Bcash to fucking burn and die like the shitty, terrible project it is?
Yeah, that's how the market's supposed to work. We're supposed to we're doing great. We're like, the purpose of the market is we all think about these things and we evaluate what the risks are, right? That's like what the reason of a market is. I think, right?
I think that an efficient market is truly a rare sight, and I think that
we're
conversations like this make it more efficient.
We're just trying to evaluate these risks, and I think you're bringing up some amazing points.
Thank you.
That I haven't. No, you're bringing up some great points. I honestly had not thought of. But I want to get back to this one point. I think you had really strong arguments. Really, really strong, much stronger than a lot of the arguments that I've made. But there is this one point. We have to agree that there is going to be a lot of uncertainty in mid-November. I don't think you nor I know what is going to happen. We can make some assumptions. I think that's sort of your point, right? Is that like I can't really know.
They took half the miners and the price went up.
Sure. No. Okay. That's fair. But
no countermeasures. They didn't. There was no fight. No changes were made. Nothing. No fork. No counter fudding. Nothing. They literally just did nothing.
Yeah. No. That's a.
Imagine if they actually fought back.
That is a good. Okay. So that's good reasoning. But here's what I think could make it different this time. You have to let me explain a possible scenario. This time, if, for example, we'll just cut to the chase and say there's really, really slow blocks on Bitcoin. And then, of course, there's the possibility for a 51% attack of empty blocks on Bitcoin SegWit by miners, if that's what they choose to do. So now it's where you have really slow blocks.
No one does 51% attacks because they're not profitable. As soon as you try your first 51%, as soon as you try your first 51% attack.
You know that,
yes.
You know that they won't.
I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay.
The reason that you never see, lots of people could do 51% attacks now. There's a lot of miner centralization now. No one does them now because you can do it once, and then whoever gets burned goes, hey, I just got fucking burned. And then no one takes 6 confirmations anymore. They'll require 20 confirmations, and then it'll never work again. So it's self-balancing. The reason you never see 51% attacks, even though they could be done, is because they're not fucking profitable. And what you earn from a 51% attack is jack shit from what you could earn by just playing along with the system. You're not ever going to see 51% attacks. Normal fucking Bitcoin could 51% attack at any fucking time they want, shitty minority chain Bcash. But it's not fucking worth it. It's not worth it. So you're never going to see 51% attacks because they're not fucking profitable. Period.
So if I hold an equal amount, a large equal amount of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SegWit, and I 51% attack a Bitcoin SegWit, and then I also
once
had
you could fuck over one party that accepted your transaction.
And I had them on an exchange.
Yeah.
And
you could fuck over one exchange.
SegWit, right? And at the same time, nobody is able to get any transactions into the Bitcoin SegWit blocks.
Yep, you could do that once.
And then I start using that profit to buy Bitcoin Cash. Then how? And then the price of Bitcoin Cash goes up. Then how am I not profiting from a 51% attack?
Because you used to have 2 coins that had value. Now you have 1 coin that has less value because you can 51% attack now. As soon as you 51% attack, whatever you coin that you just got is worth less now, because now you've proven that the coins are worth less because they can be 51% attacked. It's the reason that miners don't want to make their mining equipment valueless by fucking the ecosystem over by 51% attacking it. Because if you put $100 or $200 million in mining equipment and then perform 51% attacks with it, now your mining equipment is worthless because everyone will switch to some other fucking thing that can't be 51% attacked because it uses a different fucking mining algo. And then your $300 million of mining equipment that you used to make $25 fucking dollars or $250K and your fucking double spend is now worth nothing. So it's never going to happen. It could happen right now. It's never going to happen because it doesn't make financial fucking sense. 51% are not the threats. I could give you a list of better threats. Sybil attack.
Sure.
Or hitting the fucking every network node with a missile. You get a Predator drone, you send it in the fucking sky, and you go, node. You go to New York and you're like, hey, New York, you passed a law making Bitcoin legal. Illegal time. We're going to make it illegal just like we did gold. I give you a long list of fucking ways to attack Bitcoin. 51% attack ain't one of them. And stealing half the miners ain't one of them. Did I win you over? Did I get you? I think I got you.
No.
No?
I mean,
not yet? When you sleep on it, you'll be gotten.
Yeah.
I think you're there, man. Go invest in a better shitcoin, bro. Go invest in your own shitcoin. Hire a fucking dev or two. Go build something cool. Go get a zillion, billion, trillion fucking dollars. You know, I've got my own fucking project I'm doing. Slow as shit because Bitcoin's too goddamn interesting. But there's other people working on it when I'm not, so they're smarter than me anyway. It'll be fine. Stop promoting Roger's pump and dump shitcoins that you're the last guy in on. You didn't get in on the pump, buddy. You thought you got in on the pump. You didn't get in on the fucking pump, okay? The people that got in on the pump were the Bitcoin whales that got the coins fucking first, of which you are not one. So you think you're getting in early. You think you're talking your book. You think you're helping the fucking price. You're going to get exit pumped and dumped on. Just like all the other poor motherfuckers that thought they were getting a deal, buying at 17, 16, 15, 14. Look, it used to be 30. What a good deal. You're going to get fucking dumped on, dude. And because you know a lot about computers, you think you know about price. I used to think that. Price don't give a fuck. Trust me, dude. Go buy a better shitcoin. You'll make a lot more money.
What do you think? I'm just curious what you think about this point. This should be just an easy thing
to
address.
Why not just short Bitcoin, bro? Why not just short Bitcoin? Look, if you think Bitcoin's going to get fucked from the drama, just short Bitcoin. Why the fuck would you need to not only have Bitcoin get fucked by drama, but also have a proven team of losers that went from 30 cents to 5 cents to 10 cents and now back down to 7? Why would you compound the fucking risk? If you think Bitcoin sucks dick, just go short it. And then you've got one variable.
Right.
Don't have two variables where these guys can fucking exit dump on you.
Let's move on to this.
Go short Bitcoin.
This next point. Hey, Roger. No, you're not right. What's your name again? Richard.
I'm Richard.
Okay, Richard. Richard, here's the question. So Roger Ver, right? He says that he's starting a country or something. He says he's starting a country.
It's probably a hard thing to do.
And he says that the Bitcoin Cash is basically it's basically as exciting as starting this new country.
No.
He's starting, right?
No.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
He says a lot of things that aren't
right.
accurate.
Now, hold on. Now, there's two reasons why he could say that. He could say that so that he could sell his Bitcoin Cash and get an extra 5% of Bitcoin or something and dump on everyone else.
Yeah.
Or he could say that because he wants to basically accumulate a whole lot more Bitcoin Cash and then dump his Bitcoin SegWit and then flip it over, right? And then
that one doesn't make any rational sense, by the way. Okay. So if you want to get out of a position, you want the price to stay high while you're dumping, right? So if you wanted to switch from Bitcoin SegWit, dumb fucking name that is, from real Bitcoin, if you want to switch from real Bitcoin over to shitcoin XYZ, you need the price to stay high so you don't fucking tell anybody. You don't go out in public and go, fucking real shitcoin Bitcoin sucks. Just pump that price down. Now I can sell lower and lose money. He ain't stupid, okay? So he ain't selling, like, he's not switching currently while driving the price down. Doesn't make any rational sense, right? He either has a vanity project, which if you haven't noticed, the man is starting his own country, has a little bit of vanity in there. And if you've noticed, people's vanities projects in general crash and burn like motherfuckers. So if you invest in someone else's vanity project, you're going to get hard fucked. And there's a reason that no competent developer will work with him, even though he's really, really rich. Bitcoin Unlimited, Bitcoin XT, Bitcoin blah, 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 blah. How many fucking failures in a row do you need to have before you realize no competent fucking person wants to be on his team? So it leaves a lot of openings on his team. And you know who those openings get filled with? Fake experts like Photoshi. Don't join that team, dude. People fucking in the game who know more than you have opted out of Team Evil. Don't join that team, man. Go find a better fucking team. Go join Ethereum 3 in Russia or fucking... Dude, you know what? You can work with me. I'm serious. I got an alternate proof of work fucking coin. We use smart contracts. They do matrix inversion, linear algebra, distributed, like super LU, lower upper fucking algebra. We have a job server that divides up CFD jobs across the fucking super LU. So I'm tying a token to doing normal open source fucking math and giving people a financial reason to improve open source math solvers. Now, they're going to be private sourced if they want to add a fee on there, like a Claymore miner, which I would like to see happen to move the fucking science up. These are scientific packages the whole world uses to put people in fucking space. Literally, right? CFD is an actual world-changing, important supercomputing project that I'm fucking working on. You seem like a smart guy. Maybe we can fucking work together. It's a better project than these other fucking ones, doing real science, trying to actually make the world a better place. A lot of people still going to get rich. Delaware Corp, SAFT, registered accredited investors only, unless you're not in America. Legit as fuck. Registered everything. Probably still get rich. Not supporting Team No Progress. Not supporting Team Innovate, turned the logo green and rotated it. You gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. You're an MIT graduate and you're helping pump and dumpers? Do something fucking useful, man. You got the actual skill and the fucking ability to make the world a better place. I tell you what, if I wasn't doing this crypto shit, if this place hadn't fucking exploded, I'd be still doing the longevity stuff. Trying to save my family's life. Trying to save my dog's life. Trying to save my fucking life. It's doable. Still get rich doing it. And then instead of dying like Steve Jobs, dead as fuck, all the money in the world, dead. Well, how long you going to wait to invest early so that in 20 years when you need it, it's ready for you? Somebody's got to build that shit. Why not you? And if you know what, if you don't want to build it yourself, you don't want to get into the meat space, work on fucking AI. Work on making processors faster. Work on TensorFlow. Let's have the machines help us figure shit out quicker. Work on material science. I just did a video for a low energy nuclear reaction where they're reacting lithium in a molybdenum container and getting 10 megahertz spikes out of it and quick energy temperature up and down. It might be a new form of non-chemical nuclear reaction that's never been seen before. I mean, well, I'm doing real fucking science.
Sure. No, if we're getting the new technology, I mean, one of the pieces of crypto technology that there are a few pieces, but I mean, anyway, try to speak a little bit quicker. One of the pieces that I think is really exciting is Mimblewimble. I don't know. Have you heard of Mimblewimble?
It's fucking amazing. It's amazing. Mimblewimble is amazing.
So, amazing solves a lot of those problems that we talked about at the very beginning of this show. With Zcash,
no more blockchain bloat. Fucking huge transaction improvements. Like, it's amazing.
There's no trusted setup. It's you can audit the money supply.
Yep.
It's like really simple cryptography. It's like the whole
blockchain moves down to 2 gigs forever. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's great. So I have not helped with the Grin team yet, but I've been researching and looking at their code and participating a little bit in their chat and everything, and I think that's really exciting technology.
Fucking ICO it. Fork it and ICO it, bro, and go hire a fucking team. Look, everyone that is smart and honest and can do something good should have a goddamn token to outcompete these scammers. Every smart guy with a good idea needs to have a token so that these pump and dumper motherfuckers that don't build anything except occupy your eyes with advertising needs to get displaced by real projects. So why not you go do a real project? You'll still get fucking rich. Slap a token in there. I'm copying half of what Filecoin did. You can copy me and them.
I'm doing a lot of projects. I'm definitely doing a lot of projects, right? But
don't make pumping a shit coin your 4th or 5th one that you're not even that early on. Don't be the last guy to pump an exit scam, fucking exit dump. Like you're late to the game, dude.
Like Bcash.
Yeah, you're the last fucking mover. Like you think you're getting the deal because that's what they set the game up to do, man.
Yeah.
Don't be the only technical person that says a nice thing about their project. It's just you. No other technical human being will say a nice fucking thing about that shit. Nobody. Don't fall for their shit, man.
Who's that guy that started Yours? There's a Yours.
Yeah, he's a bad dev. He's a JavaScript dev. He just got into developing 2 years ago. He's a terrible dev. Yeah, and he switched the fuck off of Bic. He's on his 3rd cryptocurrency for his project, which, by the way, is Reddit, but you pay. Oh, it's Steam It, but no adoption. It's a terrible project. Like, I don't want to be too mean to the guy because he's trying, and he used to be on Team Good, but he's got a terrible business model. He's not a good fucking developer. He ain't going to get traction. He's the last mover on an idea. Like, he's Steam It, but worse. Like, and guess what? He's on Team Dum Dum with all the other Dum Dums. What the fuck are they doing? Fake Toshi? What are you doing? I'm modeling the blockchain network. Modeling it? Why don't you just buy miners and help it? Well, because then I would actually have to spend money, and by saying modeling, I can show write-offs but not actually spend anything. Fake write-offs. Okay. Yeah, man. Join any fucking team but that team, dude. You're going to make more money. The world's going to be a better place. I'd rather see you make Zcash a 2. Do a better trusted setup. Go just do a better trusted setup. You could. Right. They didn't do a good job. You could do a better trusted setup and make more fucking money and have more utility than Bcrash.
Well, I am going to take that as a compliment, and I appreciate that. I think I kind of need to wind down a little bit. You're doing great here. So how should we wind this down?
I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking about something that you thought was important, and you thought you had a unique perspective that people didn't know about, and then some people knew about it, because believe it or not, everything you said, we heard this shit the first time. Those are all the exact same arguments. The only thing that's new is that there's an S2X thing. It's not that new, So, I talk in your book. It's common. People do it. You bought in. You want your shit to go right. You're like, hey, here's why I did it. Everyone after me, greater fools. Fucking here's why I did it. Look, follow me, greater fools. And then, now unwind your position before Coinbase dumps all their coins, because they will. Go look at the chart. Look what happened when Zappo opened up their coins to their customers. Decide whether you want to see that, but worse, because Coinbase got, 10 times the adoption? So if you want to see, like if you see what Zappo did to the fucking BCH price when they allowed the people to dump their coins, when Coinbase does the same shit in November.
It's January. Coinbase is
Okay, whenever
January.
it is. I'm sorry. Whenever it is, you need to get the fuck out before that date. If you know, and if you think Bitcoin's gonna have drama, just short Bitcoin. No reason to compound your errors, right? There's no reason to serialize like I need this and this and this and this to be true. Like you don't want to do a trifecta, superfecta fucking bet at the horse race. Just do a normal, simple fucking bet. Bitcoin sucks. Short it. You're gonna get wrecked. You want me to tell you why you're gonna get wrecked? All you guys that want to short Bitcoin, let me tell you why you're gonna get wrecked. It's important for you because you might want to short Bitcoin. The holders of Bitcoin have made exponential appreciation on their money. The shorters of Bitcoin have gotten wrecked and wrecked and wrecked and wrecked. They have less money. So when a shorter of Bitcoin comes along, like yesterday, the $50 million guy, and thinks he's smart, shorts Bitcoin, he could be totally right. Drama's coming. Nightmare's coming. America's going to ban it, everything. But you know what the longs do? They team up and they just push the price up. They take all the wealth that they had, they take on a little margin. Oh, fuck, I got 10,000 coins. Bloop, 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 bloop. Little margin, push the price up. Short wrecked. Now he got short squeezed. He has to cover. That motherfucker now has his whole position liquidated and his short turns into a buy order, pushing the price up even farther. And the people that fucked him over, that drove the price up, they sell into his fucking order. And he's out, and all the money he used to have, now the longs have. So being long Bitcoin is beautiful because all the real fucking whales that have driven this price from Jack Shitsky to the moon, they see these stupid fucking shorts come in and they crush them. They fucking squeeze them. Now sometimes they go the other way too. So when you see these little 30, 40% drops, some people know that they're coming, right? Like the China drop. Before the China drop, 2 weeks earlier, different drop. Those guys got in first, the early knowledge. Then the real drop. Then they cover. You see the shorts go down, price goes back up. First mover whales get to crush everyone else. They can't keep adding margin. You can't add margin, bro. You short Bitcoin, they'll take your fucking money. Ask the guy that did it yesterday. You're getting in late, man. Don't do it. Go buy a different shitcoin. Hope it pumps. Do a real project. A lot of free money out there. Filecoin raised $200 million. Stupid project. Retarded project. Fucking stupid. Middleman, hard, complicated network over a commodity that's valueless. 200 million.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
You're a smart guy.
Yeah.
You can get rich.
All right.
Get the fuck out of your BCH position. Do anything else.
All right. Well, that's pretty fair advice. I'm gonna think about it.
Or at least research the price more, because I don't think you've put as many hours into price as you put into forks. And I'm telling you that the price is a thing that you can study on its own and has no relationship to narrative. None. Unless China bans. That's the one fucking exception. Russia bans don't even matter anymore. And to tell you the truth, that China ban was good for what, 2 weeks? It dropped 40% and then was back to all-time highs 3-4 weeks later. Even China bans aren't worth what they used to be. I don't think your S2X drama is going to be worth a fucking nickel to you. I think you're going to get wiped out. Study the price. Let the charts tell you. That's all.
Well, I think if there's one point that we disagree on, I think it's really what could happen with this S2X trauma. And I think that's really the only point where we both don't know what's going to happen, but you are not worried. And I am.
Look at and literally go into TradingView, okay? Go into TradingView and click the light bulb. And the light bulb is going to show you annotations. It's going to show you annotations of news events that have happened.
Hello?
Yes? Hello?
Oh, okay. Hello.
Okay. Go to TradingView. Click the light bulb. It's going to annotate the chart with little news events. You're going to see the price doing this. And you'll be very lucky to find any fucking news event that makes it do this, no matter how important or interesting. If you short the biggest, strongest bull market the world's ever seen because you think you have a cool narrative, you're going to get wrecked just like the guy yesterday. but you don't have as much money to cover the fucking margin. They're going to take all your money. And it's even worse because if you just shorted Bitcoin, we're going to take your money. But now you're getting in on the exit pump of Bcash. They're going to take your money too. Like, you're fucked, man. Just long Bitcoin. How about this one? Just an experiment. Just a fucking experiment, for real.
Yeah.
Imagine you sold your fucking BCH long and you just bought Bitcoin with 2x margin, okay? Bitcoin doesn't draw down 50%. Only draws down 40%. Guess what? You go make 2x the money for a long fucking time because Wall Street's not in yet and fucking Main Street's not in yet. So the Main Street's going to get in through ETFs and the ETFs are going to get in through the futures. And the futures is how Wall Street's going to get in. And they're not doing volume yet, but they're on their way. You can go to data.ledgerx.com and see how much volume they're doing. Maybe they're doing volume on the side that's not in their API. Not sure. I know the price is moving up.
So I want to get back to this one point that I'm not sure if we disagree on this or not, but in my mind, if I wanted to go back and just long Bitcoin, right? To me, what that would mean is a Bitcoin or Bitcoin segue, right? That's about 12 times or something more valuable than a Bitcoin Cash right now. And what I would do is basically hold, one to one.
Your math's wrong.
So,
your math's wrong. I got to fix your math on that.
What is it right now? What is it right now?
There is futures markets valuing S2X coins. They're valuing them at $800 to $1,000. So Bitcoin right now.
No, not S2X, not S2X.
I'm saying, when you say that Bitcoin is worth 12 times what, well, it's 0.07 right now. And 0.07 to 100 is like, what? 14, right?
14, okay.
So
sure.
It's worth, so it's not worth 14 times. It's worth 14 times plus the $1,000 S2X coin that you could sell right now on Bitfinex. You go to Bitfinex, deposit your Bitcoin, split it into S21, BT1, BT2 tokens, sell the BT2 token for $800 to $1,000 right now. So it's actually worth 17 times, 18
but then
times.
you have custodial risk of holding your coin on Bitfinex that nobody should do.
Yeah, sure, right? You do. Yeah, but you could just take delivery of the fucking S2X coin. You have custodial risk by not selling it, right? You have custodial risk that the fork never happens and you don't get any coins at all. You have a risk by not taking the $800 fucking dollars. Because that fork might not happen. The fork might not happen.
But if you split it on Bitfinex, right, you have to leave it there through the fork.
Yeah.
You have to leave, right?
But if you keep the coins in your wallet, you may not get any $800 because the fork may never happen. Or it might go down to fucking $100. You get risk either way. And by the way, I'm not sure your fucking computer security is better than theirs. They might do a better job protecting your coins than you do. Your OPSEC might not be as good as you think it is.
Sure.
OPSEC's actually fucking hard. You want a proxy on this call? You know what I'm saying?
A proxy
OPSEC's fucking hard. Yeah, if you're not on a proxy right now, I know where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
If I know where you're at, I can zero day you. So, it's actually hard to do real fucking OPSEC. So, I'm just saying, man. Don't fucking long BCH. Long anything else. Short Bitcoin. Do whatever the fuck you want. But when fucking January comes, Christ, if you don't get it by now, I can't get it into your head. It's okay. The point's been made.
The point has been.
You're gonna lose money.
It's been.
You're gonna lose money.
It's been great.
Then you're gonna call me up for a job.
And then I'll be like, I need a job. I'll be like, Richard,
I should have 2x longed Bitcoin for free money. Because it is free money. Look at the chart, man. Look at the chart. Look at the Bitcoin chart and tell me 2x long is a bad idea. It's a good idea.
2x long? Wait, so
yeah.
I don't.
The price never draws down 50%, right? The Bitcoin price doesn't draw down 50%. It draws down 40%. So you would deposit one Bitcoin and then you take an extra Bitcoin of leverage. Now you've got 2 Bitcoins. Price goes up, you make double money. Price goes down, you lose double money. But since the price is always fucking going up, you make a lot more money.
Well, what do you do?
Free.
Let me ask what you do. What do you do with your Bitcoin?
I never trade.
You just hold it. You hold it in a private key that you control?
You realize that this is a fucking anonymous cryptocurrency thing we're doing, right? Not many intelligent people are going to tell you what they do for their security, how they manage their fucking investments. So I can't
Well, you're
tell you
saying
anything more than
I'm
never
okay,
trade.
so I told you I longed the Bitcoin Cash,
Yeah, you should
and
have done
yeah, I should
that.
have done
You
that.
fucked up.
But you're not gonna say it. You're not gonna say whether you traded
No,
futures or
I'm not
you
going to
did
talk
all the
about me.
Bitcoin.
I'll just talk about
You're not gonna
ideas.
talk about
And the
Okay.
idea I have is that if you look at a chart and you backtest being 2x long Bitcoin, you can be a rich motherfucker. And if you want to short Bitcoin, you can be a poor motherfucker. Because the chart goes like this. It's a very simple to understand equation. And if you think you're going to draw down more than 50%, well, then take 30% extra fucking leverage. You're getting a loan, basically. You're just getting a loan, whatever fee you're paying in bid-ask spread, plus maintenance. So if you use my
Yeah.
BitMEX link, which gives you 10% discount, you're going to have to renew your contract every 3 months. Or you can take 100x, 50x, 20x, 2x fucking leverage and pay the funding fee, which makes the futures market track spot mark price. And mark price is, it's index price. It's the average of GDAX and Bitstamp. So basically, instead of borrowing money from a bank, you're borrowing money from your coins, right? So you could get a loan on your house, or you could get a loan on your car, you get a
Sure.
loan on your credit card, or you could just get a loan on your coins. And
Sure.
what's nice is if you don't like counterparty risk, if you trade on BitMEX, you can use 20x leverage. You'll only get wiped out in a 5% drawdown, but you can't lose much of your money because they don't have much of it. They've got 20 times less of your money for your